I think I made like over 3,000 DMs on Instagram to contact people from Hong Kong who are designers, who are photographers, videographers. And I got banned by Instagram several times a day. But afterwards, I realized that they banned me, but just for 1 hour. So I was like, okay, then I can keep going on until they ban me forever. My name is Harris, and then I'm born and raised in Hong Kong. I'm a founder for 6, 7 years now. My first company is called Free Hunter, and my current company is called Jupitrr. Free Hunter is, have you heard of Fiverr or Upwork? So basically, they're like freelance job matching platforms. We are like the Fiverrs and the Upwork, but in Southeast Asia. We started in 2017, and then we facilitated over 20 million USD worth of transactions, or like GMV, up to this date. And then we're self-sustainable. Me and my co-founders are like, hey, what about we start something that can serve potentially the global market? And then we just found out there's a big pain point in the content marketing field. And then we started Jupitrr. So basically, it's an AI video maker that help people to automate the video editing process and make like long time video editing in just a few clicks, potentially just 5 minutes. So they can focus on what they love, they're passionate about, the scripts, the content, but not the stress and the energy draining in all the video editing process they have in their career and their life.
For Free Hunter, can you talk about how do you identify the problem, your product building process, and go to market?
I was a photographer back then. When I was, I don't know, 18, 19 years old, I've been a photographer. And then I just realized that it's really difficult for photographers or other creatives to find freelance jobs and to sustain what they're really passionate about. And then I made a platform to solve my own problems. I found out that I can host jobs there and then match people who are interested and able to give their talents and then help those clients out. And then that's how I founded Free Hunter with my co-founder, Jerome. We are quite lucky because it's somehow existed already in the Western world. So it's a red sea in the Western world, but then in the Eastern world, it's a very early stage. Not many people even heard of startups in 2017. So yeah, I was like, yeah, why not? Let's go for a try. I was in my final year, and then I've made a platform with my co-founder, and then I've been taking up the earliest jobs in Free Hunter. So basically, we help people to match, let's say, photographers at the early stage. Then we didn't have enough photographers. So I was like, oh, I can be the photographer and try to be a spy. And then I asked the users what they think about the platform. Is it good for you to use? Is it user-friendly? Is it expensive? And so on and so forth. And then I understand the demand side of the market more. So that's how we updated the market in the early stage. The go-to-market question would be pretty interesting. In the first 100 users, we find a very hard time because it's my first time starting a startup, right? And then I was like, I can go on Instagram or other social media platforms to just DM people. Instagram is my first go-to place. I think I made like over 3,000 DMs on Instagram to contact people from Hong Kong who are designers, who are photographers, videographers. And I got banned by Instagram several times a day. But afterwards, I realized that they banned me, but just for 1 hour. So I was like, okay, then I can keep going on until they ban me forever. Then luckily I did not get banned forever. I'm still on Instagram right now. That's how I find my earliest users. Do things that don't scale. But then after a while, I realized that it's not sustainable. We've got 1,000 users already active on the platform. But what's next? We tried out social media. It didn't work so well because it's very difficult to get organic traffic those days. We tried out SEO and it works pretty well. And then we started to learn SEO. We scroll on the internet, on YouTube, on Google, read thousands of blogs and watch thousands of videos by like famous people like Neil Patel and etc. We grow the SEO from scratch to right now we got like over 100,000 views or users per week.
Wow, amazing. Can you talk about when you said you built the platform for yourself in the beginning? What was your MVP? I know you were the supply side, you were the photographer. How did you get your first demand, your first customers?
The MVP was very scrappy. We just outsource it and have a simple website, like nothing very soft coded. It's like a WordPress thing. We try to launch it and then see if there's anyone who wants to post jobs on us. I think the first people who post was my friends of friends because I was posting on Facebook back then. People heard about it and say, oh, it's interesting. They just WhatsApp me and say, hey, I want to post a job. And I said, hey, there's a platform there. And then he said, no, I just want to contact you right now. And he thinks I'm an agency. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm an agency, whatever. It doesn't matter because what I just want is users. I want clients, I want transactions on the platform. So I do the transactions manually. And then the first real person who use the platform who is a stranger will be through SEO, I would say. So we write blogs about like how much are the prices for hiring a designer, how much is it for hiring a video editor, and so on. Yeah, those are like the blogs that gain a lot of traffic for freelance.
Awesome. So you mentioned you came up with Jupitrr in 2021. Yeah, how did you identify that pain point and how did you think about building your product?
Jupitrr is not starting with AI video maker at its very first product. We pivoted around for 5 times. So the first idea was that we want to make a business matching platform. So just like how Tinder is doing the dating matching, but we do it in the business way. We see a lot of problems inside, and then we pivoted a few times, and we then figure out that content creation is a big pain point that the market hasn't been solving so well. Basically, in COVID-19 situation, there are a lot of creators coming out because they're stuck at home. They want to create content. They want to get lead generation. They want to be online coach. They want to sell courses online. That's what the new creator economy come out in around 2020. It's a very early stage market, but then we also see that it's a 4 trillion market for the video editing space, which means that video editing itself is a very proven market, but it didn't serve one section of the market well enough. So which is called the creator economy video editing market. So there are a lot of creators out there like coaches, they are course creators, they are consultants, they are YouTubers, they are TikTokers. The potential of this market is probably 10x of the 4 trillion market, which could be potentially for $40 trillion market. We think it's a very important thing. We want to build a product that can potentially help people to work for what they're truly passionate about and stop hating Monday, stop hating their jobs. So creator economy is like a definitely super exciting opportunity for us. And then after pivots and listening to users' feedback, we have an AI video maker right now. And then the idea just started in March. We have 5 launches, private launches before our public launch, which the public launch was in September. We've been gaining early users and gaining some revenue right now.
For Jupitrr, how were you able to get your early users? And before that, how did you build the product with the user feedback?
I'll answer that user feedback first because it's an earlier process. I talk with users on a weekly basis or sometimes on a daily basis, depends on what the team needs. Talking to users is super important because all the secret sauce, all the model answers, every founder need is hidden in users' feedback. The way we see the product market fit, I won't say we totally have 100% product market fit, but we have a good glimpse of an early stage product market fit. So let's say one user who is a business coach, he always makes these videos, but then he finds it's so time wasting and so energy draining to make so many hours to devote into the video editing work. And then he was so amazed by the product that Jupitrr can offer that we can help them to make stock videos generated with just highlights. And then his reaction was like so impressed. And then he paid me immediately during the call, but I didn't ask him to pay for it. He immediately paid me without asking me. And then our payment page was still like cracking at that time. I don't know how he get into it, but then yeah, he successfully paid it. And then that's how we got our first customer. And then there are a lot of excitement we see in users' faces when we have the user calls. So one little hack I've learned from this stage is that we don't want to beg people to get user calls. We want people to sign up for our user calls because if they sign up for the user call, they have something to say about the product. They are very interested and they have very much to say about the industry, about what they want to do, what they want us to help them to do. And then the second question is like how we get our early users. Before we started the AI video maker version, we have an audiogram, which is basically a static image at the background, but with some like dynamic waveform animation on the video. So we started that for around 1 year before the AI video maker. And then we get a little bit of early traction there. We send out emails, and then SEO is also a big part for us because there are a lot of users coming from SEO because they have certain needs they want to search. And as I said, because we and my team are doing SEO as our core strategy in our first business, people want to make videos by searching for softwares on Google. I'm sure it will still be a strategy for around three years, 5 years, unless Google ban SEO forever.
One follow-up question, instead of begging people to sign up or compensating, how do you get people to sign up on their own?
The first method I use is through emails. So I just send them emails and say, hey, if you want to talk to us, get us to customize features for you, or potentially get 10% or 20% discount, or even 1 month free in a very standard way, we would give these discounts out. So if we give these discounts out and they have a say towards the product, they will be super excited to sign up for these calls. That's one method. The second method is that when they have bugs, so it's normal to have bugs in every website, right? And then they report the bug to us, and then I will say, hey, I want to invite you for a feedback call for 15 minutes. I've got a Calendly link, and then you can sign up there. They're usually having a lot of opinion. That's why they want to give us feedback, and then they want us to build a better product. That's the way we collect feedback. So instead of giving too much freedom to users, oh, if you want, you can sign up, and then I will say, I want to invite you to a feedback call. And as my experiment, the conversion is 3 times higher when we do invite you for a feedback call when you give us an email, compared to just a general, hey, there's a link here, you just click it if you want to, right?
Just curious, how many people are on your co-founding team?
Oh, we have 3 co-founders, including me. So me, and then Jerome is my tech co-founder, CTO. And then Lee is our designer and product lead in the team. We all moved away from Hong Kong, and then like they are from like Vancouver, from Toronto, and I'm in London now. And then
So 3 very different time zones. How do you collaborate over remotely? Yeah.
I would say communication is becoming a more conscious action or decision when we are doing something very remotely. I didn't believe in remote work back in 2018. So thanks to COVID, blessing in disguise, working remotely is not bad, or even more like productive for many people. So for example, I'm an extrovert, so I like to talk to my teammates, and our tech team sometimes hate me because I like to talk to them. Hey, I got a new idea today. I talked to a new person today. They feel distracted sometimes. And then they told me, hey, can we just, if I put on my headphones, please don't talk to me. I was like, okay, I get why developers wear headphones now. And then, yeah, very funny. And then I realized that there are less distraction sometimes, and then there's more freedom for people. And then, yeah, I think it's also potentially beneficial for the team as well, because we can hire people from all over the world and get more insights and more culture into the team without being like too monocultural. I think that's very good because, yeah, we're hiring people from India right now remotely, from cities that maybe most people haven't heard of. I think that's pretty interesting and exciting for us. We can have different people's culture into the team, be really diversified. And yeah, that's how we want to grow ahead with our remote team.
Awesome. What are you looking forward to the most in 2024 for Jupitrr?
So I would say number one, revenue, because revenue is like the biggest indicator that we get product market fit. When we get revenue, we can reinvest the money back to our users, and then they can see the product keep improving and keep liking the product, and we potentially can give more impact to the creator economy, and then serve the users to create content faster. And then the second thing is that because revenue doesn't come as quick as like funding, so I would say if we want to accelerate the progress, we want to do fundraising and seed round in 2024. So somewhere around Q1, 2, we want to do a fundraising round, a seed round for first round for Jupitrr.
Last question is, looking back at when you started FreeHunter or Jupitrr, what advice would you give yourself if you can go back in time?
I would say number one, instead of using a month-on-month tracking and targeting, we would like to make something more on a weekly basis. So I've been experimenting a week-on-week tracking on the North Star metrics like the MRR, and also other metrics like how stable the tech is, how many features we build that directly benefited users. So these are very important. As long as we do week on week, the growth is so much different. We're so conscious, and we have a lot less autopilot mode in terms of building the product. And number two, talk to users more frequently, because to be honest, I think we are lucky in a bad way in the first company. So we get product market fit kind of early on, I would say. Revenue isn't like a huge issue for us because people are willing to pay because they want to get more freelance jobs. It's an existing behavior. So we didn't talk to enough users in my first company. Maybe we talked to users on a monthly basis, maybe 1-2 users on a monthly basis, but that's not enough for us. I would say we should talk to at least 2 users per week. And that's what we're doing currently. If we want more direction from users, we can potentially get 10 users per week. I think that is really important. As I said, all the secret sauce is hidden inside users' minds. We have to get like the power users in and then ask for their feedback and then just customize things for what they want. Because I always tell them, hey, there are a lot of use outside in this world, and then we want to help people like you to make features and shorten the time span to make videos and make content creation a bigger thing.
Sounds great. That's all the questions I had. Thank you so much, Harris, for sharing about your journey from Free Hunter to Jupitrr.
Thanks for having me today, Henry.